$50,000 a year in passive income. Is that really achievable for the average person? Yes, it is, but it's not how you'd think. So in this video, I want to do 4 things. I want to start by tearing you down and explaining why true passive income doesn't really exist, at least not in the traditional sense. Then I want to build you back up by explaining how the actual passive income works and how you can still have passive income. And then I want to go over a few different forms of passive income, from the least passive to the most passive. And then I want to break down exactly what you would need to do for each one of those passive income sources to hit $50,000 a year. So let's do just that. As always, my name is Derek and I got my degree in finance, so you don't have to. Let's get right into the video. So first and foremost, let's get the pain out of the way. Truly passive income doesn't really exist. And that's because the term implies that you don't have to do a damn thing. And that goes against one of the most basic laws of finance. And that is that in order to make money, you must leverage one of 3 things. Either your time, your skills, or your money. You leverage your time when you work an hourly job. You leverage your skills when you work for a salary, or any job where they are paying you specifically for the skills that you know, like a doctor or mathematician, etc. Or you leverage your money. And that is because money has a time value. And that means that money is worth more money the more time that passes. What the f? Sounds confusing, but this is basically what a return on investment or an interest rate is. And I do have a video on that, so I'll make sure to link that at the end. Anyways, when we think of passive income, we are usually thinking about the last one, leveraging our money in order to generate an income without having to use one of the other 2, our time or our skills. And that doesn't really make sense, because in order to leverage your money, you either have to have the time to learn or the skills to already know how. For example, rental properties. Passive income? Yes, but you still need to have the time to study markets and find good deals. You also have to have the skills to be able to fix things when they break. And fine, let's say you hire someone else to do all of that. You still have to make sure that the rent check comes in every single month. And there will be times that no matter what, you are still actively involved. Okay, what about the stock market? Pretty passive, right? Yes, but you are still actively risking your money. You see, we have to start thinking of time as a risk. When you work a job, you are risking your free time to make money. The same applies in skill-based jobs. With the stock market, you are risking your money to make money. What I'm trying to say is that one of the big 3 will always be on the line, period. And even in stocks, you have to somewhat understand what you are doing and be aware of the market environment. So even in that regard, it is not truly passive. What I'm trying to get across is that a fundamental rule of finance is the big 3. Time, skills, and money. And no matter how you generate your income, one of those 3 will always be on the line. Okay, let's move on to the more enjoyable stuff, sources of mostly passive income, from the least to the most passive. The first one is one that I don't even think a lot of people consider, and that is owning a business, especially an online business. And I am speaking from experience here. An online business can easily generate $10,000 a month, and it can do so mostly passively if you set it up right. Computers and software are amazing things, and they can take a lot of the workload off of you if you set up your automations correctly. Marketing, emailing, advertising, and delivery all can be set up to be automated. And now with artificial intelligence, I think that is going to get even better. But I still put this one as the least passive, because you will always be somewhat involved. The second is real estate. This one is a classic, which I find hilarious because is it actually passive? Is managing rentals, collecting rent checks, and fixing things really passive? And fine, if you outsource all of that, is managing managers and making sure contractors actually fix things and making sure that you don't get ripped off in the process actually passive? No, it's not, but it is more passive than a job. And you can still work significantly less owning and operating rentals. But this one is still way more like a business than it is a true passive income source. Okay, now on to stocks, dividends, REITs, and you can throw bonds in here as well. These, I would say, is when you truly start to move into the realm of true passive income. You are mostly leveraging your money with these, which is where true passive income starts. But even with these, you have to monitor them and watch market trends and rebalance portfolios as you move up in age. So this one is mostly passive, but again, not entirely so. Okay, now the last one, which I believe is the most passive source of income. I'm going to save this one for the very end. And unfortunately, this source of passive income will not last forever. So we need to take advantage of it while we still can. But before I get to that one, let's go over what you would need to do to achieve $50,000 a year passively from each one of these sources, from the least passive to the most passive. Let's start with a business. And I do have personal experience with this one, so I'm going to speak from there. An online business will take at minimum 1 year to become somewhat passive, but it can generate you well above $50,000 a year. And out of all of these sources, it takes the least amount of money. Why? Well, remember the big three: time, skills, and money. And in this one, you are leveraging the other two, time and skills, during the first year to get it off the ground. And that reminds me, you still have to have these skills in order to run a business. People skills, sales skills, tech skills, problem solving skills, and let's be real, a little bit of luck. It also takes all of the right softwares as well as the right automation tools. And those cost you money, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per year. So for this one, you need 1 year, $5,000 to $10,000, the right skills, and the right softwares. This is why it is at the bottom of the passive list. The most potential reward, the least passive in nature. Okay, the next one, real estate, is a little easier to quantify, so I'm just going to give you the numbers. You need $1 million, or you need leverage. With an average real estate return of 5% post operating costs, that gets you $50,000 per year. And there are many ways to come up with that number. Three $333,000 homes, each renting for $1,800 a month, gives you $64,800 a year. Multiply that by 0.75 to take into account vacancies and repairs, and you are left with 48,600 buckaroos. Or four $250,000 homes, each generating $1,400 a month, gets you $67,200. Multiply that by 0.75 to take into account operating costs, and you are left with $50,400. So $1 million cash, or you need leverage. And if we're going to assume 20% down and a 10% cash on cash return, you're going to need $500,000 and a ballsy bank to lend you anywhere from $2 to $2.5 million. Hey, I'm just a messenger. These are the hard numbers. And you wanted hard numbers, no bullshit, how to get passive income. So as we always say here, don't bitch, don't moan, just do. Okay, what about stocks? Well, stocks return on average year over year about 10%. So you need $500,000. Kind of. The general rule is that if you want to live off your returns forever without ever touching the principal, you should only withdraw about 3% from your stock portfolio. Why? Because 3% leaves enough room for inflation and to still have your money grow over time. So if you care about this, you need $1.5 million invested in stocks. If you don't care about this and plan to pull all profits, you need about $500,000. Now, at first, you're probably like, what the f***? But in reality, if you think about it, with compounding interest, which by the way is what we are covering tomorrow, and say give yourself 5 to 10 years, that's pretty damn achievable if you make it your mission. And remember, good things in life are not fucking easy, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. So do it. Okay, now I said I wanted to save the best for last. This is what I believe is truly passive income, but it won't last forever, so take advantage of it. And that is a HISA, an FDIC-insured high-yield savings account. Yeah, I never thought that savings would make up part of my investment strategy either. But with some high-yield savings accounts pushing 4% return for doing literally nothing, and they are FDIC-insured, you bet your ass I'm gonna park some money here. Now, this will only last while interest rates are high, because high interest rates are literally the only reason these accounts exist in the first place. But $4,000 on $100K doing nothing? Or 40 G's on $1 million doing nothing? Yes, of course, maybe you should still invest the majority of your money in stocks and real estate, but any cash that you have, like emergency savings, you should really consider putting in a high-yield savings account. Because if you don't, you are literally leaving free money on the table. Also, this is not financial advice. Do your own fucking due diligence. My name is Derek, and I got my degree in finance, so you don't have to. I love you guys, and I want nothing but the absolute best for each and every single one of you. I love personal finance, and I know good money habits can change lives, which is why personal finance and investing is all we do on this channel. So consider subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure to turn on the bell notification so you don't miss the next video. I will see you in tomorrow's video covering all things compounding interest. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.